Hi there, I'm AJ Schnack. I'm the director of Caucus. It is relatively late on a Sunday night, and I wouldn't be here at all except for this thing is for pretentious film majors. And if there's anything I like more than pretension, it's documentary. And if there's anything that's more documentary pretentious than documentary, I don't know what it is.
All right, we are here at the VIP lounge for the Philly Film Fest with director AJ Schnack of Caucus. So your film, of course, takes place at the Iowa caucus, and amongst all the Republican primaries, you are, of course, setting yours in the first one, the Iowa caucus. What was special about going to Iowa and covering this one as opposed to one of the other Republican primaries?
Well, we had an amazing group of characters in our film, and there was an amazing group of individuals who were running for the Republican nomination the last time around. And in Iowa, they were all still part of it. So by the time we got to New Hampshire and South Carolina, Michelle Bachmann had dropped out right before South Carolina. Rick Perry dropped out. So we really, aside from Tim Pawlenty, who did drop out during the process, and Herman Cain, we get the kind of the full field. So that was kind of one of the reasons we wanted to start in Iowa. We had no idea we would have such an amazing group of characters. But it's a great piece of the American political process, I think, because Iowa is, it's a place where you don't have to have a lot of money to run for president. You can actually just do what Rick Santorum did and drive around in a pickup truck to a lot of different small towns, meet people and talk to them one-on-one in small groups, and you actually have a chance of winning. And that's I think that's something that, even if you don't agree with Santorum or with the Republican Party in general, it's something that you can get excited about, that money doesn't necessarily control everything in the American political process.
Cool. So this process of following all these interesting characters around, what was it like actually, being on their tails and covering their footsteps, seeing them as their campaigns grew, sort of?
Well, you're watching history very closely, and you're intimately connected to the news of the day, and that's something I think that in documentary you don't always get a chance to do. Sometimes you're recapping something that happened in the past, but to actually be there as things are unfolding is a very exciting thing.
It must be surreal.
Yeah, it's surreal. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because you're part of the experience, but because you're not reporting on it on a daily basis, you're also separated from it. So you can think about things. You're not forced to react to things as they're happening. You can actually say well, that thing might have been interesting at the time, but it's not interesting 2 years later. And the thing that nobody noticed at the time, for instance, in our film, we have a scene where Mitt Romney talks about the 47%. It's a speech that he gave publicly in front of lots of reporters, lots of cameras. No one showed that when it happened, because it didn't seem like that was a story. Now, of course, after the election, we realized that that's one of the things that was very detrimental to his campaign. So us being able to show that it happened in Iowa is something I think that's interesting.
So what was it like actually going? Did you expect the stories to unfold in a certain way, or did you go in expecting a certain story and then get something completely different, or was it surprising at every turn, or could you kind of tell who the front runners were and where the next turns were coming from?
Anyone who told you they thought Rick Santorum was going to win the Iowa caucus is a liar. They lie professionally and they lie badly. No, of course not. No one knew that he was going to win. No one knew that Herman Cain would lead the field at some point. So, it was completely unpredictable. When we went to Iowa, we didn't even know who all the candidates would be. So, no idea. You're like just following it as it happens, and thank God it happened as it did, because it's a great story.
Well, thanks a lot. And so how have you enjoyed being here at the Philadelphia Film Festival? You had a Q&A the other night, and Caucus will be screening once again a little later in the week.
Sure.
How's your time been at the Philly Film Festival?
No, it's great. I mean, it's a terrific, wonderful film festival. There's obviously a great film community here. It's been a kind of a fun thing for us because, of course, our main character, Rick Santorum, was once the senator from the great state of Pennsylvania. So people here have had an experience with him that is completely unrelated to him running for president. And, so it was something we were really interested to come here and sort of see how people reacted to how he is in the film and how people sort of, reacted to how he is seen in the film, because he's got actually the Rocky Balboa underdog story of Caucus, which is also really fitting in Pennsylvania. So it was great to come here and be able to show it, and we're coming back in a few weeks, and it'll be great to show it to more folks then.
Great. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, thank you. Great.